Oh my God, man. We got to get into this whole Joy Reid and Stephen A. Smith debacle or beef or whatever. Man, Stephen A. Smith finally responds to Joy Reid and all the allegations. But first of all, we got to go back to what Stephen A. Smith said about Joy Reid's show and it getting canceled because of ratings. Joy Reid actually responded to what Stephen A. Smith said. So let's rewind it when she was on the show with Kerry Champion, what Stephen A. Smith said about the ratings. And this is what Joy Reid said about that whole situation.
Show. What did he say about your show? And then you had to respond.
He said I got fired for ratings. And I'm like, excuse me, sir. You got $100 million for a show with half my ratings at my worst. I had to literally Google his numbers. I'm like, how many people listen to the show? Is it like 4 million people? Oh, wait, it's like, what, 500,000 people? Dude, that's like average CNN. That's not that high. They're paying you not for your numbers, my friend. They're paying you because you are willing to say the nasty things about Black people that they want to say. You're willing to take their denigration of Black women and put it in the mouth of a Negro. And because you're willing to put the denigration of Black women in particular into a Negro's mouth, you now think that, oh, I must be a freaking political genius. But just be clear, you're not being paid for your numbers. You're being paid for what you're willing to do to us for white people's entertainment. And as long as you cool with that, bruh, keep being you. But don't come for my friends. Don't come for people that I know their value and try to devalue them in front of all the Black women who can see and hear you, because we know what you're doing. Woo!
Yeah, man. So that's what Joy Reid had to say. And basically what she said, man, Stephen A. Smith, you're a puppet. You getting paid by those pundits at ESPN and all these other outlets because you're going to spread the message that we want you to spread, and you're going to do it for us. So basically, Stephen A. Smith actually sold out the Black folk. You know what I'm saying? That's what Joy Reid's saying. Now, the real reason why Joy Reid's show got canceled is because MSNBC was going through a lot of turmoil at the time, and they had to cancel some shows. And Joy Reid's show was one of the shows that was canceled. I don't think her ratings had to do anything with it, but hey, it is what it is. So you get why Joy Reid had to respond the way she did. Stephen A. Smith came on his Straight Shooter podcast and responded to what Joy Reid had to say as far as him not being Black enough. And let's see what Stephen A. Smith had to say. Let's get to his video. Fair use. Fair use.
Like me? I'm from Hollis, Queens, bro. I'm from the streets of New York City. I go to the streets of America everywhere, all over this country. I'm inside and outside arenas. I'm inside and outside local businesses and stuff like that. I'm the ambassador for HBCU Week in concert with Ashley Christopher and other people. I've helped generate over 12,000 scholarships in excess of $150 million for Black students. I'm a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. I ain't just down with a fraternity. That's a brotherhood. All of them are my boys. I was raised by 5 Black women, Joy. I have 9 nieces. I have 2 daughters. Everybody Black. I still go home to Hollis. On the business side, ESPN takes our show, First Take, to HBCUs. Packed gymnasiums wherever we go. Black people don't like me? You sure? Walt Disney and HBCUs, when we start going on tours every year. We've been to Delaware State. We've been to Bethune-Cookman. We've been to Norfolk State. We've been to Winston-Salem State. We've been to Savannah State. Oh, yeah. We're going to Texas Southern next month. We don't stop. And I said we. Because in concert with the very organization that I work for that you accused me of being paid by just to talk about white, just to talk nastiest things about Black people. What about what I celebrate?
See, this is the thing Stephen A. Smith needs to understand. And I'm going to keep it a buck, man. It doesn't matter what you do for Black people, man. They're not going to like you. They're not going to like you, man. I'm going to keep it a buck, man. Stephen A. Smith needs to understand this. And I know he understands this because I understand it. You don't need to care about what people say. because they're going to call you a coon. They're going to call you a sellout. They'll call you all these things because at the end of the day, and I think this is where Stephen A. Smith really, really missed the boat. There's a difference between doing sports commentary and then jumping into the political arena. When you jump into the political arena, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game. You can't jump into a political arena and say, I'm independent, I'm not conservative, but spew conservative talking points. Because when you spew conservative talking points, Joy Reid is a far left Democrat. She's a far left Democrat. And you can't spew conservative thoughts, and people like Joy Reid are going to accept that. They're not going to accept that. Now, has Stephen A. Smith kind of told the line and talked bad about black women? Yeah, I mean, he has in his diatribe sometimes. But sometimes to me, it's like the whole Jasmine Crockett situation. The whole Jasmine Crockett situation, he says, what have you done for your constituents? And Jasmine Crockett took an offense to that because she's done a lot for her constituents and stuff like that. So she called out Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith said, you come on my platform. She declined. She said she has to come on the platform. So it is what it is. Now, the whole Joy Reid situation to me, I think Stephen A. Smith was a little out of pocket. And the reason why I say it was a little out of pocket is because you don't know why that woman was canceled. We don't know. You could say it was ratings. I think it was MSNBC just cutting a whole bunch of TV shows because they were in financial trouble. Joy Reid probably made a certain amount of money. They probably came to her, tell her, hey, if you want to stay on MSNBC, take a pay cut. She probably didn't want to take the pay cut, so they said, hey, we're going to get rid of you. Joy Reid has enough clout to go ahead and start her own show. She has a big following. She's going to do what she's going to do. But see, the thing about Stephen A. Smith is, I'm going to tell you something. And a lot of black men need to understand this. You can't, you know what I'm saying? As a black man, we have to defend black women. Even when we know they're wrong, we have to defend them. And the reason why we have to defend them is because if we say something or we try to criticize them, then everybody would jump on us. Everybody would jump on a black man, even when you know you're right. Sometimes you got to bite your tongue. You got to bite your tongue because if you don't bite your tongue and you say something that goes against the status quo or the Bossé, they're going to get upset. This is why I don't jump into a lot of political shit, because when I jump into political shit, people get mad at me. And they know I'm right. And Stephen A. Smith, you can run all the diatribe about you doing this for HBCUs and all this and all these scholarships and all this, man. But at the end of the day, man, they don't care about that. They don't care about that. The only thing people like Joy Reid and Jasmine Crockett care about you doing is talking bad about black women. You can give $1 billion to HBCUs. They don't care about that. Because at the end of the day, if you say something that goes against their status quo, they're not going to like you. And most people go jump in the comment section and call them a coon and call them and all that. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Stephen A. Smith. And sometimes I think he can go off the rails a little bit. Because at the end of the day, if you're not an expert in the field, you can't talk about it. I'm not going to talk about politics because I know I'm not an expert. I'm not going to talk about sports because I know I'm not an expert. Even though I know more about sports than I do politics. Because I say this about politics, and I'm going to leave it at this. Politics is ran by the top 5%. I don't care if you're Democrat. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're Donald Trump. I don't care if you're Barack Obama. I don't care if you're Ronald Reagan. I don't care if you're Bill Clinton. They were all ran by the same 5%. And people are not going to like when I say this, but that's the truth. But hey, let me know what you think in the comments below about this whole Joy Reid and Stephen A. Smith debacle. It's your boy Jay here with another video. Hit that like button. Also, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. Let's get this channel to 2,000 subscribers. Until next time, folks, I'm out.